Hey guys, it's Eric here, and this is a full comparison between the Infinix Note 7 and the S5 Pro. We'll start off with the speed test followed by the camera comparison. Hopefully this video helps you decide which to buy between them. Both of these have the same storage and RAM capacity and their pricing are close, but we're about to see how their processors differ in terms of speed. Let's begin with the boot up test. The Note 7 booted up first in 32 seconds, with the S5 Pro coming in 4 seconds later. Know that this isn't a scientific test, so be sure to get to the end for my conclusion. Now, I tested the fingerprint sensor on both a couple of times. 4 out of 4 attempts, the Note 7 was quicker to unlock. For perspective, the Note 7's fingerprint sensor is crazy fast for any smartphone, so the S5 Pro didn't stand a chance. For face unlock, aside Note 7 being faster, the S5 Pro takes an extra second for the motorized pop-up action. Moving on, I closed all the running apps before this test. Let's begin with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Play Store, Geekbench. We get higher single and multi-core scores on the Note 7, Antutu benchmarks. We get higher Antutu scores on the Note 7. Skipping the games row for now, Snapseed, Camera, Messages, Settings, Lightroom. Speed test. I tested both on the same network and the network here sucks. However, we get higher download and upload speeds on the Infinix Note 7. Now let's open up some games. Let's begin with Smash Hit. PUBG. Subway Surf. Temple Run 2. Now let's quickly look at some shots from both of these phones. These selfies don't look closely related at all. The Note 7 appears warmer and sharper and probably the most appealing to the eye, but there's actually a bit of over-sharpening going on here. The S5 Pro appears undersaturated, but the quality is way better when you go up real close. As for the portrait mode, we get satisfactory depth sensing on both. They also share similar flaws, as you can see some blurring of my beard. I use the primary camera on default settings, which is 12 megapixel shots, and this is likely how a majority will use their camera. They both produce similar looking results, but I think the S5 Pro has a richer quality. Using the 48 megapixel on both, it appears as though these were shot with the same camera, as they both have similar exposure levels, with the S5 Pro coming in slightly warmer. It's very subtle, but it's there. When we crop in, we see a lot more details on the S5 Pro's shot. With portrait mode, based on my skin tone, I'll say the Note 7 goes the oversaturated route, which some of you love, but for me personally, I prefer the natural look of the S5 Pro's shot. Their sense of depth both have the same margin for error, as you can see around my head. In terms of dynamic range, I think the Note 7 has the upper hand, but the details of the S5 Pro is looking way crispier. It also has a brighter but warmer tone, which is how the 48 megapixel processes images across the board. Aside that, you can barely tell the difference in quality from the writing in front of you. Looking at greens, I see a lot of similarities here as well, both looking very sharp. Same can be said for blacks and reds. Let's go inside. With indoor lighting, selfies look bright on both, but it's the Note 7's picture quality that really stands out. The over-sharpening works in its favor when the lighting is less than ideal, and a lot of phones tend to do the opposite. To see exactly what I mean, you should check out the comparison in this tweet. I'll be leaving a link in the description. Using the primary camera, the Note 7 appears to be brighter, but the S5 Pro's shot shows a lot more detail when you crop in. This is also the case for non-human subjects. By the way, how do you like my souvenirs from the good old days of YouTube events? Using portrait mode indoors, especially under poor lighting, images look way too soft on both. Only the Note 7 spots the night mode feature, and while the image is brighter, it is not quite as detailed as photos shot without night mode on the same phone, and the S5 Pro shot as seen here. So we're doing the front-facing camera test for the video recording and want to see how good the video stabilization on the Infinix Note 7 actually is. So let me just take a run real quick. Okay, guys, we're currently using the back camera of the Infinix Note 7 and S5 Pro, and I want to do a run around again just like we did for the front facing camera. So let's yeah, you guys should let me know in the comments which one you think is more stable, and let me know which audio is actually better. Now, in real life usage, that speed difference between them is very obvious when jumping between multiple apps, and most importantly, gaming on the Note 7 is a lot more enjoyable. The S5 Pro definitely has more camera advantages over the Note 7, delivering richer through to life quality outdoor photos. But if you take a lot of selfies indoors, the Note 7 camera may actually serve you better. The Note 7 720p display seems to be a bit of an issue for some people, but I personally will never sacrifice a more powerful GPU for the 1080p display on the S5 Pro because I am a gamer. Also, the Note 7's dual stereo speakers and bigger battery are exactly the type of icing on the cake that seals the deal for me. You should definitely check out my full review of both of these phones if you still cannot decide which to buy between them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Please subscribe for more videos like this as it will mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So this is what the front-facing camera looks like when you're recording indoors. So I'm going to switch over to the back now and show you what it looks like with the primary camera filming indoors, your face. Right now, I think that I prefer the Infinix Note 7. It just seems to have more texture. Just looking at the viewfinder. So this is the back camera. I cannot see the viewfinder, so I can't tell which is better right now. So I'll probably put that in post, or you guys should just let me know which you prefer in the comments.